Hey, what is up? Matt here from Surplus Trader Secrets, going live for the first time. Let me just try and get a bit more, get that a bit more clear. Yeah, live for the first time ever on YouTube. I was about to say Facebook then. But normally I'm going live on my Facebook group. But what I'm doing is I'm just testing this because I'm going to start doing some live stuff on YouTube starting from 2020 next year. So who am I? I'm Matt Goldberg, and I'm here in my office in the north of England running a surplus inventory business. I buy and sell anything. Okay, I will buy and sell literally anything, you know. If it's the right price, I'm your man. I'll get involved. So I buy and sell any kind of product you can think of. But what I'm doing is I'm buying and I'm flipping the stock, but I'm doing it all in bulk. Okay, that is the method that I use. That's what I'm doing in my business. Yo, how you doing, Jacob? Oh, great stuff. We've already got. I'm just testing YouTube live because I've never done it before. Because I'm normally doing it on Facebook, but I'm going to start doing some live stuff on YouTube as well because I want to try and get more followers on YouTube. So cool, yeah. Jacob is one of my guys, and we've made some money together as well. So yeah. So what I do is I buy and sell bulk surplus inventory, and so what I'm doing on here is every so often, in between all my other content that I put on here, I'm doing, a day in the life of a surplus inventory trader. So what I do is there's two methods. Okay, so I'm buying and selling in bulk. So I'm sourcing inventory and then I'm buying it and then I'm flipping it straight on. But what I'm also doing is I'm finding bulk lots of surplus inventory, and then I'm passing those deals to people who then pay me a finder's fee. Okay, so in this business, there's like an entry level. There's an entry level to this business where you don't even have to think about buying or selling anything at all. All you do is actually go and find surplus inventory. Okay, and this is what I teach in my finder's fees program. I teach lots of things of finding surplus stock, surplus inventory, or if you're in America, inventory. Okay. So, but I do it all. I find it, I buy it, I sell it, or sometimes I'll just pass that deal to someone, a contact, and I will let them mess around with it and find a buyer for it and negotiate the deal with the seller. I'll let them do all the work, okay? And I will earn a cut. I will earn a fee, a finder's fee. Or, like I say, I will find the stock, buy it and sell it, and I will earn 100% of the profit. So you can earn a finder's fee, which is a percentage of the profit, or you can do it all and find the stock, buy the stock and sell the stock, okay, and make 100% of the profit yourself, okay? And that's what I'm teaching in my main Surplus Trader Secrets masterclass. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm showing you what it's like, what it's like to be a surplus stock trader, a surplus inventory trader. What a day looks like for me. Okay, a normal day that looks like for me is I will normally set up all my emails because we've got basically, this is what I'm teaching, guys. It's all done on email. This is how I do it, guys. I don't leave my office ever. I hardly ever pick up the telephone either. All my business is probably 95% done just on email. And that means doing the deal all on email. We'll send emails I'll receive emails back, and we'll negotiate the deal on email, me and the supplier, or me and the buyer, or whatever. So this is the modern day way of buying and selling. Okay, this is how I like to do it. I like to do it majority all on email. Why? Because it's so time effective. Okay, it's just quick. I can do a lot of stuff on email, and I can make deals happen quicker just on email. If I'm offered some inventory and then I offer it out to my buyer contact, and my buyer contact needs some information, I just email my seller what information is required and send it back to the buyer. Okay, so all I'm doing is communicating between while this deal is in motion. Okay, from me emailing a company to see if they've got any surplus stock, and then I receive an offer of some surplus inventory. Okay, from that point on, it's all done on email. Okay, they might phone me up. We might have a few conversations on the phone, but guys, I'll be honest, it's not often. The people who offer me surplus inventory, they're more than happy just to communicate on email. And a lot of the buyers that I sell to, more than happy to communicate all the way through on email. Right through to me emailing an invoice to the buyer to get paid. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, guys. I am doing it all. This is the way to be a surplus inventory trader in 2019. I know we've nearly finished 2019, but this is the way. This is the time effective way. Okay, the fast way. And the easy way of being a surplus inventory trader. Okay, this is the way to be a trader, buying and selling surplus inventory, or just finding surplus inventory. Okay, same again, all done on email. So when I start receiving surplus inventory offers through the day, each day, every day of the week, I'm basically processing all these emails that are coming through. Some of them I'm going to reply back and say, thanks for the offer, but that's not for me, because it might be the wrong kind of surplus inventory. It might be the quantity might just be too small. Okay, I'm a volume buyer and seller, so a lot of companies, they might offer you a small amount of inventory, which I don't deal with small lots. Or they might come in at a price level that's just so high that you just know that they're not going to come down to the price levels that you need to be. So there's a good percentage of surplus inventory offers that all us guys get that are no good, and that's normal. That's just normal in this business. You get a lot of surplus inventory offers that are just not right. Okay, however, we get a percentage that look like they could work. Okay, they look workable. It looks like the right kind of product. It looks like the right kind of stock. It looks like a good quantity. The price level looks okay, workable, but you can probably get them down on price a little bit. So this is what I'm doing all day. I'm processing surplus inventory offers all day long, guys. I'll show you a few offers that I've had in the last few days. I don't always get samples, because on email, when you get offered, surplus inventory, you get all the details, and of course you'll get photos of the product. And so I will use those photos, and I will send those photos out to my potential buyers. Okay, so at that point, I don't really need samples. Samples are basically they are the product that the company is offering you, and they will post out a few samples. so you can look at them, physically look at them in your hand. Okay, like these, for example, that I was offered some scented candles, guys. Okay, I was offered some scented candles, so a big lot of scented candles. I wanted to check them. I wanted to look at it. I wanted to smell it, make sure it smells nice. A lot of scented candles smell horrible. So yeah, I just wanted to look at it. I wanted to look at the size. I wanted to look at the label, the packaging, see what languages were on there. You know, just do a bit of homework and look at it close up. And of course, it's useful as well when you got samples. Sometimes when you've got a very interested buyer, okay, they might say, look, I'm interested. Can I see a sample? Hey, my friends, a few more people have joined. We've got Jay. How you doing, Jay? We've got Roman. Roman, how you doing, my friend? And so, yeah, we're just doing a test. We're doing a first ever live on YouTube. I just thought I'd try it, you know. I want to do some more of these on YouTube. It's a great big platform, and you know, I might start getting more attention on here. I do a lot of lives on my Facebook group that has over 500 people, but there's never a lot of people watching. Okay, that might be the Facebook, you know, not putting it in the right places. I don't know. I don't understand it all, but I'm trying. I'm gonna try YouTube lives, maybe a couple a week. We're gonna talk about this industry. We're gonna talk about deals that I'm doing. We're gonna talk about, you know, offers that I've made. We're gonna talk about, you know, buyer contacts, and you know, how do you find good buyer contacts? You know, you can find all the good buyer contacts, yeah, but if you haven't got the right offer, you got to have the right offer to put in front of these buyer contacts. This is what I'm saying. You know, a lot of offers are not workable. That's just the nature of this business, you know. Let's have a look, see what else I've been offered. I got offered some of these. These are water bottles, reusable, like for the gym, you know, with a little handle on. And so these are plastic water bottles, but these actually have water inside. They've already got water in them. So these are sold as a 500 ml bottle of water, but you can reuse the bottles. So obviously, like a lot of bottles, a lot of people don't reuse them. They just throw them away. But these, you can reuse these, you know, for the gym, or, you know, if you're going for a run, you can hold on to them like that. So I've been offered a load of water bottles. I've been offered some wine. Well, it is wine. Yeah, it's like Prosecco. It like fizzy, you know, fizzy wine. Okay, a load of cans of fizzy wine. This one is a tricky one because the stock is in a bonded warehouse, which is difficult because when they're in a bonded warehouse, it means that the duty, the tax, has not been paid yet because it's an alcoholic beverage. It means that the tax hasn't been paid on this, so that can make it quite difficult. If they're not in bond and the duty has already been paid, that makes it easier because when you're buying it off the supplier, you can actually buy it at less than the import tax, and they can write it off. But when it's already in a bonded warehouse, before the tax has been paid, the duty, import duty, it makes it harder to do a deal. Show you what else I've been offered. These a load of little ceramic, little china ceramic animals. They're tiny. They are little things, really small. You know, it's such a small item, such a very small item, quite a hard product to sell. It retails at £20. That's because it's fine china. So it's because it's how it's made. It's very good quality, but because it's so small, it just doesn't have much of a perceived value, you know. And not an easy one. I'm working on it, but it's not an easy one to sell. Not worth a lot, to be honest. Although they come in a nice gift box. Nice little gift box there in a sleeve. But you need a specialist buyer for that kind of thing. Let's have a look. What else have I been offered? Been offered a load of these. Just about to make a deal happen on these. A load of hoodies. Again, you know, the clothing game is a great game. It's a great business to be in. But you've got to be finding, if you're looking for clothing, you need to be finding big lots, you know, like thousands, 10,000 upwards. Unless it's designer brand name, you know, unless it's a designer brand name. But when it's not a brand name, you need big quantities. So these are Call of Duty, you know, the kids games, the kids game, Call of Duty. So these are official licensed Call of Duty hoodies, which I'm trying to sell at the moment. Now these retail at £34, £34.95. My seller wants about £2. Okay, they want about £2. But I've offered half. I've offered £1 for these. I've not had an answer yet, but I would get for a hoodie with a known name on, I would get somewhere between £1 and £1.50. That's it. You don't, you know, you don't get a lot of money, not unless it's a designer brand. You know, if it's not a famous designer brand, you don't get much money for clothing. So there's about 7,000 units of that, which I'm working on, hoping to make a deal this week on those. This is really cool. Some cushions. These are cushions, and they look like a guitar amplifier. They look like a guitar amp. They're really good. It's just a cushion. And if you press this button here, listen. Do that again. How cool is that? How cool is that? So these retail at about £10. I'm trying to buy them for under £1. I would probably get maximum £1 for those. Okay, I would probably get around £1 if I'm lucky. Okay, so yeah, just trying to firm a deal up on those. But I like those; they're good. A little bit late for Christmas though, as a Christmas present. But maybe a good product for, you know, the new year. But these are great. I can't stop pressing the button. They're fantastic, those. Okay, what else? Yeah, one sec. Been offered these. These are good. Now, you know, these are heat pads for, you know, any physical problem that you've got, like back pain and stuff like that. I actually tested one out yesterday, and they're really good. You know, you take them out the pack and they heat up, and then you stick it to yourself. and you just get that heat on your body. These are good. Now, anything in like medical, any kind of medical related products are good. Good to find. Like thermometers, things like thermometers. Any pain relief, any type of pain relief products are good to find. Look for that kind of product. Been offered a load of those heat pads, and they're good. That's probably this one you probably find in a discount shop for £1. So then I need to be buying these very cheap, maybe to retail at 2 for £1. Been offered these some books. Now I do quite a bit of business in books. These are kids' books, and these are like personalised ones. It's got the names of the kid on, so every book has the name of a different child's name. If you're going to be looking for books, then obviously, if I'm buying books in the UK, obviously they're going to have English in them. I need to be reselling them in the UK. If you're finding books in France and they've got French in them, then obviously you need to find a French buyer for them, don't you? You can't just buy books in one country and then resell them in another country. I think possibly you've got more chance if it's English. English books I could sell to America, for example. You might get some other countries that would buy English language books, but generally, when I get offered surplus inventory of books, any kind of books, or that has English in, anything with English in, maybe books or DVDs, like DVD movies, anything like that with the English language, I would be looking at reselling them within the UK. Okay, so if like Roman here finds some books in Czech Republic where he is, and the language is Czech, then you would need to find a buyer in the Czech Republic for that, to buy that stock from you. Of course, you're not going to be able to sell that stock in another country. It would be quite difficult. But yeah, books are a good business. Again, before you start looking for books, go and find buyers that are in the book business. Okay, if you find buyers that are in the book business, and there's some good, there's some big book businesses in all countries. If you look for book wholesalers in your country, okay, if you find book wholesalers, and get in contact with them and say, look, would you be interested in surplus clearance books? And if they say yes, then go and find some surplus and clearance books in your country, okay, from book publishers, any kind of book, book distributors, book importers. But yeah, what I'm saying is, don't think that you can't find buyers in your own country for these kind of products. All you have to do is go and find the buyer first, and then confirm with them that they are interested in surplus and clearance books or any product, and then go and find what they're looking for. If you've found a good book wholesale customer, then and he will buy surplus books. Go and find surplus books in your country, and you've got a potential buyer straight away. Okay, so that's another way I do this. With a lot of products, I go and find buyers first before I find the actual stock, and that's a great way of doing it in this business, because what you're doing is you're already qualifying. You're already finding a potential buyer. Okay, so if you go and find some inventory, stock, whatever you want to call it, if you go and find some surplus inventory of a product that you know that buyer is interested in, then as soon as you find that surplus stock, you've already got that buyer to show it to. Okay, so focus on finding buyers. I know I'm here to help, guys. And I've got my buyers that I'm more than happy to put your surplus inventory offers in front of. More than happy. I'll do that any day of the week for you guys. But nothing's stopping you from finding buyers within your own country. That's a good place to start your little surplus business. Finding buyers in your own country. Okay, little wholesalers, little distributors or importers. A lot of wholesalers, I would just focus on wholesale companies or importers, and focus on what are they selling, and just you only have to ask them one question, and that is, would you be interested in any one-off surplus inventory deals at a highly discounted price? That's all you need to ask them. Would you be interested in any surplus or clearance stock? And, as soon as they say yes, you go and find what they are looking for. Okay. You find what they are looking for. If they're a food wholesaler in your country and they are interested in buying surplus and clearance stock, go and look for some food, clearance food. So I do that a lot. I do that a lot in the UK. I'll approach companies who sell a specific product category, and I'll say, do you ever buy clearance or surplus stock? Would you be interested? And if they said, yes, we would actually, I will go and look for that kind of stock. I will look for that kind of stock. So if I was wanting to find buyers who buy children's products, I would just look online for wholesalers or importers or whatever, or that deal in children's related products, maybe children's stationery products, maybe children's toys, maybe children's activity sets like these. These are activity sets for kids, kids and adults. Little gemstone things that you make, card kit. So if I had a buyer in the UK that buys children's activity products, or art and craft type products, children's play and activity products, I would approach them with these products that I've been offered. And you're 50% of the way to doing a deal, because you've already found the buyer who deals in these kind of products. So you're kind of halfway there, aren't you? It's really then down to, do they like the product? Will the price level work? But yeah, that's what I do a lot. So here's another deal I'm working on. Here's another deal, similar type of stuff. And this is branded. This is like brand name stuff. This is My Little Pony, which I'm not sure if you know this. I mean, it's massive in the UK. My Little Pony. I think it's big all over the world now. So these are My Little Pony stationery. Lots of different stationery products. I've got a big box of samples. Loads of these. And these retail at crazy prices. And then, there's all sorts here. There's big rucksack. I think there's stuff inside here. Let's have a look. I can't open it. It's sealed. Hang on. Done it. Hang on. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So inside you've got stuff. Got notebooks and stuff like that. So yeah, a big stock of My Little Pony, you know. And if you were looking for that is a great. You'll have noticed that a few things are that I found are like official, what we call official character licensed products, official licensed character products. They call that because when, you know, with these names like My Little Pony, or, you know, The Simpsons, or the Smurfs, or any kids character stuff, basically the company that is selling that, they have to buy a license to have that product made and sell that product. And they normally pay a fee, a license fee, to the brand owner, or they might take a percentage of sales. Okay. So if you go and Google licensed character products, see what stock you can find. You know, that Call of Duty hoodie, that's a character licensed product. It's, you know, it's an official licensed product because of the name Call of Duty. Okay. Someone owns that name. So whoever made that hoodie and sells that hoodie, they will have had to buy a license to put that name on the hoodie. Does that make sense? So if I wanted to produce a load of, you know, T-shirts with a famous brand on, you know, with some sort of famous brand, I would have to pay a license fee for that product. So what you want to do is, if you want to look for licensed products, and you know, they're always good to sell licensed products. In fact, me and Jacob on here, we did a deal on some licensed torches, little lights, little lights. I can't remember the brand. Jacob, if you're still on, you might remember. But yeah, that. So look, if you look for, you know, famous children's character products, or even adult character, you know, licensed products, if you look for companies that sells that type of product, you know, licensed products, if you Google licensed products distributor, licensed products distributor, and then your country name, you'll find companies who deal in, you know, there'll be someone in your country that is the official distributor of My Little Pony products in your country. You know, there'll be, you know, licensed distributors of My Little Pony in France, in Germany, in Poland, in every country. There'll be a different distributor of the licensed products. So, you know, licensed products are a great stock to find. Number one, because it's branded. You know, it's a brand name. If that was not a brand and it was just not known, it wouldn't be worth anything. It would be worth pennies, you know. But because it's got My Little Pony on, that just makes the value. It just helps with the value of the product. It makes it worth more. You know, it just makes it worth more. So you'll always do better if you find surplus inventory of, you know, something like a well-known brand name. Of course, obviously, I'm stating the obvious, but you know, it's true. I'm not saying it's easy to find, and I'm not saying it's easy to buy at the right price, but yeah, there's plenty of deals around. There's plenty of deals to find and buy at the right price. There's a lot of companies trying to sell, you know, the surplus stock. You know, there might be some companies that want to clear it. They might be prepared to clear it cheaper if they can sell it outside of their country. So you might be able to get offered, you know, a children's character name within your country, and then we can sell it to another country. Does that make sense? And they will be happy with that because it clears the stock out of their marketplace, and it doesn't affect their market, their market in that specific country. Does that make sense? So, that's good. So what else has been going on? Yeah, I've been working on some new contact lists, as always. I'm still giving lists to my VA virtual assistant who, is building email addresses for me, still emailing lots of companies. What I have been doing this week, which you might want to try, guys, if you haven't already done it, I got there's a way of uploading a list of all your contacts on LinkedIn. Okay, so all your contacts that you've got on LinkedIn, there's a way of importing them out of LinkedIn into an Excel file. If you want me to show you how, I'll do a video on it. But there is a way of doing it. You used to be able to import all your connections on LinkedIn, and each connection would include their name, company, email address, a phone number. But for some reason, I think it was earlier this year, LinkedIn took away the function where you can where it has their email. When you import your connections list, it has the email address on. Well, now when you import your LinkedIn connections list, it doesn't have their email address on anymore. So now what you have to do is you have to just, find their email address on. You can still find their email address on their profile on LinkedIn, but it just doesn't come on this list automatically. So what I do is I get my VA each month, all my connections that I make on LinkedIn each month. I will send that list to my VA, and I will let them log in to my LinkedIn, and they will go to each connection that I've made, their profile, and get their email address for me. And all I'm doing is basically I'm just keeping in contact with my LinkedIn connections, but I'm doing it through email. I'm not doing it through LinkedIn. Okay, I'm doing it on email. So what I'm doing is I'm building lists of all my LinkedIn connections, and I don't know how many I've got now. Let's have a look. I've got a few. I've got a good few thousand now, but I have now got basically, a list of email addresses of all my LinkedIn connections, and that is unbelievable, really, because it means that I can keep in touch with all my LinkedIn connections. I don't have to message them individually on LinkedIn to see if they've got any stock. I can now build email lists 100 at a time, and I will send 100 at a time. And I've created a letter, just saying, we're connected on LinkedIn. I think it's great, to keep in touch. Do you have any surplus inventory at the moment? But I also put as well, are you looking for any deals at the moment? Are you looking for any surplus inventory? Because you have to remember, on LinkedIn, it's not, your connections on there, they're not all necessarily people that you can get offered surplus inventory. A lot of the connections on LinkedIn that I have are, potential buyers of surplus inventory. That's why when I send them an email, I always say, you know, do you have any stock to offer me? Or are you looking for any stock at the moment? Are you looking for any deals at the moment? Because they might reply back and say, yes, I'm looking for this, this, and this, you know. And that I've had it this week. This week, all I've done this week is email my LinkedIn connections, and I've been offered various types of stock, and some people have replied back looking for different types of stock as well. So, you know, I've just looked now, and at the moment I've got nearly 7,000 LinkedIn connections. 7,000. So, you know, for me, that at the moment, that is nearly 70 lists of 100 email addresses. So, you know, I've got LinkedIn 2018 connections, A, LinkedIn 2018 connections, B. You know, that's how I what I call them in my Send Blaster. You know, I just put them into groups and then put A, B, C, D, E. And, you know, I've got 2000 LinkedIn 2019 connections, A, LinkedIn 2019 connections, B, etc. So, yeah, that's good. I mean, you know, what I will say is, guys, for next year, I want you to, you know, at least a few days a week, spend a few hours every week building your LinkedIn connections. This is no joke. I have done a lot of business through LinkedIn connections this year. I've probably easily doubled my business sales through my LinkedIn connections. And that's from, you know, being very proactive every day on LinkedIn, posting every day, looking for stock, and of course, emailing my contacts every month or every few months, you know. But you want to make a habit of making new LinkedIn connections every week. You know, I probably make maybe 50 connections every week, maybe 50 to 100 connections every week. And you know, follow my video. I've shown you how to find connect contacts on LinkedIn through the search box, you know, and the products. You can look for a product name. You can look for, you know, people, sales directors within companies. You can look for product categories in the search box, and it will bring up people who work for companies that sell that product category. I've shown you this. It's on there. It's on the training, guys. If you want to learn more about building contacts on LinkedIn and you're not in my training, guys, then listen, I'll put in the comments, there's links for both my coaching programs, guys. There's the entry level finder's fees coaching program where you can earn finder's fees just from finding surplus inventory, okay, where you're connecting the buyer and the seller. Or you can learn the full business where you are finding inventory and then buying it and selling it all yourself, okay? And that's all without owning any inventory, without any warehousing, and without even using your own money, guys, okay? So we're just coming up to nearly 45 minutes, so I think we'll probably leave it at that, guys. But yeah, it's been good to be on YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some more YouTube stuff in the new year. But what I'm gonna do is I will put a link to this on the Facebook group as well, so people in the Facebook group can also watch this as well. So yeah, guys, I will see you again soon. I've got a few days left, and then basically I will be away from Saturday, and that is me done. But I'm going to be I still look at my emails. I'm still doing stuff, but I'm not fully proactive after Friday. I'm not fully proactive, but I'm still doing deals. Okay, I'm still, if the deals are there to be done, I will still follow them up. But yeah, what you're going to notice now is things are slowing down slightly. You will get offered stock, but it's going to be hard finding a buyer, especially a buyer that's going to actually buy that stock before Christmas and take delivery of that stock before Christmas. It's going to be tight. Okay, you know, once we get into next week, there isn't really many companies who will buy and take delivery of or buy and collect any stock. They might say, yes, we're interested, but we're not going to buy it. We're not going to take it till the new year. So we're just sort of hitting that time now. Of course, keep looking for stock, but you know, say to your suppliers, look, yes, we're interested, but we might not be able to do anything with the stock until the new year. Okay. But of course, if we can, we'll try. I mean, you know, this around this time last year, me and Jacob, it was around this time last year, wasn't it, Jacob? We did a deal on the auto parts. It was because I was away this time last year, and we did the deal while I was away. We got it all agreed, and yeah, it was a done deal. So yeah, I'll be taking my laptop away with me to do stuff. So, you know, I'm still here, guys, if you need me for anything. Although I'm not going to be in the office after Friday, but I'll still have my phone and my laptop. You know, if a deal can be done, I'm not going to turn it away. Okay. But of course, I'll be seeing you all guys again before Christmas. And I'll probably do a live as well while I'm away. So I will catch you guys soon. Over and out from live on YouTube. Over and out. See you soon.